What's up, y'all? It's your boy eBay. Fight predictions in the building. I'll be breaking down Marina Rodriguez versus Mackenzie Dern, the main event for UFC Vegas 39. Really dope. Or I wouldn't say dope fight, but it's a decent main event. You know, you got two up and coming girls that actually fight, and the strawweight division is actually a really good division. I was considering, protesting this. I will be protesting Holly Holm versus Norma Dumont. My main event for that card is Andre Arlovski versus what's his name? Felipe something. I almost forgot the homeboy's name. What's his name? Oh man, let me shout out the homeboy. Let me find his name. That is my main event for that card though. Andre Arlovski. I will not talk about that. I'm just letting y'all know in advance. And Misha Tate versus Caitlin Vieira. That's another one. Oh, and they gonna do it on they nasty, man. They gonna do it on Thanksgiving week. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. No respect. But let me find that homeboy's name. Yeah, Carlos Felipe. That is my main event for that card. I will stop when you watch the full card predictions. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna stop right there, and I ain't talking about that main event because them bitches don't deserve nothing. I don't care. And back to back, god damn, Dana. I peeped that back-to-back female main event, but at least this one is a really good fight. Two girls that are on the come up. So, but yeah, let's look at the stats. Let's look where these girls are ranked in the strawweight division. Mackenzie's number 4 and Marina's number 6. So Mackenzie has done a big jump up, man. She's climbed up the rankings and really had. I don't even know what to call it. I would call it a resurgence damn near, because she was in a bad situation where she lost Amanda Ribas, and she had missed weight before that, and obviously she was coming back from being pregnant, but she's I can't hate on her too much because she's really proven me wrong. Her jiu-jitsu is world class. I will say that, and what she was able to do on that 4-fight win streak, it's just incredible. But Marina has her own resurgence, losing to Carla Esparza and then coming back and also having a draw against Cynthia Calvillo, who is a flyweight now. But yeah, having that loss to Carla, then going on a 2-fight win streak, also beating Ribas, who has a win over Mackenzie. This is a story of contenders trying to find their spot and where they fit in this division and damn near where they hold in terms of title contention. Is this a title contenders matchup? I don't know, man. Mackenzie's in a weird spot where she's just picking these girls apart, one by one. So it's it's interesting to see where she'll stack up. But in terms of the stats, Marina comes in with a record of 14-1. Fights out of Brazil, age 34, so that's also really interesting. She is the older girl. Height of 5'6" and reaches 65. Mackenzie, 11-1, fights out of Los Angeles, California, age 28, height of 5'5" and reaches 63. So that's really interesting. In terms of these stats, man, Mackenzie being the younger girl it's actually kind of interesting. I remember, was it Ashley Yoder? I think that was the first fight I ever saw her. I think it was her UFC debut. She's been in this game for a little bit now. It's been at least a good 4 years, I think. I think, or maybe actually 4 years. Has it been 4 years? It has, I think. It has, or it might have been 3. 2018. So no, not 4 years, but I think 3. But yeah, she's been in the game for a minute though. Been in the game, and it's so crazy looking at her. I kind of look at her still a prospect, but now she's a legit full fling top 5 fighter. And if I go look at her notable wins and what she's accomplished, she had her debut against Yoder. I thought Yoder won that fight, if I'm being honest, but it's been so long since I watched that. But yeah, I thought she won it. She fought Amanda Cooper, where she missed weight by crazy, but she submitted her quick. Then she fought Ribas, and Ribas, two grapplers going at it, and I think that's where Ribas had the advantage, was that she's a good enough grappler to keep the grappling away, and she was a better striker than Mackenzie at the time, and she kind of exposed Mackenzie's boxing. I still think Mackenzie's not that good of a boxer. She's just a lot more scrappy because of Jason Perillo. Jason Perillo's a great boxing coach. Don't get it twisted. He's phenomenal, and she looks good on the pads. But when I see her when I see her fight, she just seems a lot more scrappier and tougher. And she moves her head a lot more. I will say that she has better head movement. She's always moving her head out of the center line. You know what I'm saying? Dipping her head, throwing that cross, throwing that counter cross. Dipping her head to the other side, throwing that jab. She's not necessarily throwing, 1-2s and keeping her chin there. She's, keeping her chin tucked. So her defense is a lot better. But, I mean, her overall punching ability, I'm not that impressed by it. But, I mean, she swarms you, though. She swarms you. Like what she did to Hannah Cyphers, just completely ran her through. Randa Marcos, I mean, Randa Marcos has to live with that for the rest of her life, man. She did something so stupid. She went in her guard and, just got caught up. But her fight against Verna Jandiroba, that's where we really got to see her, because Verna was a good enough grappler to keep it standing. And what Verna was able to do in there against Mackenzie was kind of almost allow Mackenzie to showcase her striking, and it was a very, very close and competitive fight. And I have a friend that loves Mackenzie Dern. I remember he sent me he tagged me something on Instagram. Heart of a lion, heart of a champion. We prove you wrong every time. We're coming for the strap. And and he makes me hate Mackenzie so much, man. I hate her with a passion because of that, because of him, honestly. But what she was able to do in that Verna fight, I mean, she looked scrappy, she looked tough, but nothing any. I would say her punch selection maybe got better. She throws more jabs, 1-2s, and hooks, but they're not really great. But she's scrappy, though. I'll give her that. I remember Verna caught her with a fucking knee, bro, with a knee from hell, and she hurt her. And but it is what it is, at the end of the day. And Verna looked like fucking half blind out there. So, what I'm saying? Good on Verna for actually going out there and giving this girl some work. But yeah, I saw problems in there, and then she fought Nina Nunez. At the time, I called her Nina Ansarov. Ansarov, I mean, had great takedown defense. I mean, she was really, really good. But she was coming off a really big layoff because of pregnancy and stuff like that. I mean, I was really disappointed in Nina, more than impressed with Mackenzie, because Mackenzie didn't do anything good in there. I saw, besides the single leg, like she got a really good single leg. I mean, dragged her down, stayed super tough in that position. I mean, that was really, really impressive. But the way she got there, I wasn't impressed. The punch selection, she just looks scrappier. She looks a lot tougher. She talked about how she was doing a lot more sparring with Jason Perillo. And sometimes sparring is good. It can make you tougher. It can make you more confident if you're doing good. It's a good ego boost. It helps you think. And also, it makes you a better fighter overall. And it's more of a realistic point of view sometimes of how a fight will go. So, it is what it is. But she talked about that, and that's all I've seen. She looked scrappier than Nina, and I feel like Nina probably didn't do no real legitimate sparring for that camp. I don't know what she did, but she looked like she didn't look like she could. I'm not saying she could take a punch, but she just she cowered in there. I don't know what happened, and she just covered up, and then she gave the single leg to Mackenzie, and I just was like, what is she doing? And then she got caught in the armbar, and she finished her quick, and I was like, wow. She made such easy work of her. I don't know who the fuck was that outside. Y'all heard that? But yeah, she made such easy work of her, and I was just like, wow. Like, it was just shameful. But if we look at a girl like Marina Rodriguez and what she's accomplished, I mean, she's been some really, really good girls, man. She's giving girls problems, right? She had that fight with Maria Oliveira on Dana White's Contender Series. She's one of the only girls besides her and Jessica that are actually finishing girls. She has legit knockout power. She's obviously, you can tell she has a legit Muay Thai background. Just the way she strikes, the way she, damn near her stance, right? If you go watch some Muay Thai fights and you see how they do it, it's I love it, man. The sport of it, and it's really funny to watch sometimes the wardrobes they wear. You could just tell she did that. You could tell she did it. So yeah, and she has that energy, always keeps that, lead leg really, really light, ready to check kicks and throw kicks. But yeah, she went to a draw with Randa Marcos, went to a decision victory over Jessica Aguilera, and then beat Tisha Torres, who's really, really good. Went to that draw with Cynthia Calvillo. Some people thought she won that. Had that split decision loss to Carla Esparza. She did really good with the elbows and attacking from her guard, but it was just something you don't want to see, obviously. And obviously the grappler she fought gave her problems. Grapplers have given her problems. And that's where you got to look at this matchup, is how well does she deal with grapplers, right? And it's just been a problem for her. But I feel like there was a sudden shift, because I doubted her when she fought Ribas. And Amanda Ribas did her thing. Don't get it twisted in that first round. She took her down and I think controlled her for at least 3 minutes, right? As I remember watching that. And it was a crazy takedown. It wasn't even like a legitimate take. It was just a show of strength by Ribas, and just picked her up and just fucking threw her to the ground damn near. And but I mean, she stayed super, super tough. Marina stayed so tough, and she did not care about anything and lit her the fuck up in that second round. I've never seen a girl get hit like that and react the way she reacted. I mean, Rebus does have a suspect chin, but like, dude, Marina took her to Queer Street. Like, dude, she had her on skates. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, thank God Herb stopped it when he stopped it. Well, actually, some people say he should have stopped it before that. But I mean, dude, she was gonna get fucking laid the fuck out if they kept it going. And you know, Rebus got her life saved there. And then she fights Michelle Waterson. I knew she was going to beat her. I know some people actually picked Michelle, which was interesting. But Michelle's, I guess, a decently well-rounded fighter, but not really that good. But she's well-rounded to the point where, like, she's good at striking, she's good at grappling, and, you know, that's her thing. But, I mean, Marina just lit her the fuck up, man. Just exposed her in every facet of striking. Showed her that she doesn't know how to, you know, fight on her back foot that well. Kind of, you know, besides those feints and, you know, her jabbing at air, there's no real threat. You just got to go out there, put pressure on her, and break her, and that's what she damn near did. I would have liked her if she finished her, but, I mean, she did her thing. She lit her up, and she got that good work. 5 rounds, UFC main event, showed what she's capable of. Her 2-3 was beautiful. I mean, her power shots are just beautiful. The only thing I would probably criticize Marina on is her shot selection. I feel like if she threw more jabs, and I'm not saying like crazy hard jabs, but just jabs that set up harder shots, I feel like she would catch a lot more people, because she's kind of like, I don't want to say predictable, but eventually, you know, someone's gonna figure out like, oh, if I just roll and I move my fucking head, or maybe keep my hands up and get out the way, or pivot, change the angle and attack there, maybe I could do something and hurt this girl. I think a girl like Joanna Jacek would give her problems. I do, but that's a great matchup. Or maybe, you never know, it would be a passing of the guard or passing of the torch. You know, the next, you know, Muay Thai queen of the division. You know, but I mean, that's probably the only thing I could really criticize this girl on, and maybe her grappling skills. But she's not an actual grappler, so I can't really be mad at her. Her defensive grappling's good, and I'd probably just say work on your, you know, getting up. But she's done it, and she's working on it. And I think in this matchup, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I think Marina's gonna light her up, man. I really do. It's a 5-round fight. I think Mackenzie, she might be too tough for her own good. I think the sparring she's doing with Jason Perillo might got to her head. I think all these fans telling her she's something special. Hey, Mackenzie Dern, I'm sorry, but that girl will always be Big Mac Dern to me for life. I don't care what nobody says. And I think Marina, she's going to light her up. I really do. I think she's going to light her up, and I'm saying a 4th-round TKO. Hopefully Marina can get it down and, you know, not get it down, but stop the takedowns, put the pressure, and break her. But a way I could see Mackenzie winning, usually I kind of, at first I was not going to even say that. I was going to just say she lights her up, but I was like, you know, I got to give a way that Mackenzie can win. I got to tell the people how she can win this fight. Obviously, you got to watch the Carla Esparza fight, and you can kind of tell, and the Cynthia Calvillo fight. She does it. She has really bad get-ups. All right, you get her down. It's hard to get her down, but if you get her down, you got a chance, you know, in my humble opinion. And you can really, she sometimes allows these girls to stay on top of her just to hit elbows from the guard. Now, she can win rounds that way. Don't get it twisted like Michael Bisping versus GSP, right? You can win, and even in her fight against Carla, she won a round that way. But I mean, sometimes just ground control and the way people judge MMA fights nowadays, it's like, I wonder if these judges look at the rules, because like for me, obviously it depends on how you look at it. A takedown, it doesn't mean anything. It's a positional change in MMA, but a lot of people look at a takedown like 2 points because either they have a wrestling background like myself, or they just look at a takedown like, oh, that's a big significant change in the fight and you should get credit. But in the actual rules, if you really look at it, it's not really that big of a deal. And as much as, you know, I'm a wrestler, right, and I respect the sport, I have to understand this isn't wrestling, this is MMA. And it's a positional change. That's really what it comes down to. You know, a takedown, and it sucks to hear it, but a takedown in MMA is, you know, damn near the same thing as going into half guard and, you know, passing someone's guard. That's what it comes down to sometimes, you know, and that's how it's being looked at, and I get it, you know, but it depends on the takedown too. If the takedown's really big, they'll give you credit for it, but if it's like a weak takedown, they'll just look at it like a positional change. it's not like that in freestyle or folk style wrestling, right? That's 2 points. 2 points. Don't matter how the takedown look. It depends on. Actually, it does. There are some 5-point takedowns, but like or takedowns that will end a freestyle match. But it is what it is, right? But with this matchup, it's just like that's all Marina got to worry about. Is because sometimes these judges don't know what they're looking at, and if they see Mackenzie on top of her like a fucking wet blanket, then she might win the round. And obviously Mackenzie's not like that. She's gonna look for a finish. Don't get it twisted. I'm not gonna diss her and call her like a crotch sniffer or whatever, or a hump girl, right? I'm not gonna call her that. I can make these jokes though, y'all. You don't get mad. I wrestled, so I can make these jokes. Well, anyone can make those jokes, but I mean, don't get mad at me. I love grappling. Don't get it twisted. But yeah, I think with this matchup, I think Mackenzie has a chance with her grappling. Striker versus grappler, damn near. But I think Marina, she has good enough takedown defense, and I think she's gonna light this girl up. And I think she's gonna throw kicks too. I think she's gonna fuck this girl up. And this girl doesn't think she's super tough. I trained with Jason Perillo. I hit pads really cool. Da 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 da. You're gonna get lit up, girl. I'm sorry, but hope you guys enjoyed the video. 4th round TKO from Marina Rodriguez. And yeah, love y'all and goodbye. Oh yeah, whoa. Don't forget to follow me on my Twitter. Don't forget to follow me on my Instagram. Subscribe. Go click the notification button. Share the video. Let's get this eBay Fight Prediction Nation, girl. I'd be forgetting to say that. All right, then. Love y'all and goodbye now.